it's Dr. Amanda with StraightSmile Solutions, StraightSmileSolutions.com, and this is the last in the series of videos on filling out lab slips for ortho appliances and retainers. And we're going to dig a little bit more into retainers now. In the last video, we talked more about their Essex kind of retainers and a little bit about bondeds. This one is more like hollies and clasps and acrylic on the hollies, and more about bondeds. I'll just repeat the bonded stuff that I said in the last one. Just for clarification, I'm not promoting specialty appliances. I just happen to like their website. There's a lot of good pictures, easy to use. Their lab slips are easy to fill out. So as a courtesy, I am doing a demo on theirs. But hey, if you guys work for a lab and you want me to do yours, glad to do it. I like lots of different labs, really don't have any particular preference. You do you find which one you like. You find the price point you like and the communication style you like, and that's yours. If you want suggestions, Specialty is great, Ollendorf is great, Great Lakes is great, it's a big one. If you want small ma and pa lab, I highly recommend the Orthodontic Lab. Added bonus, if you mention StraightSmile Solutions, I believe they give you a discount. So you might have to be a client of mine, so they may verify it. But in any case, let's talk a little bit more about retainers. If you want to know more about any particular appliance or retainers, I have so many resources, not only in my blogs, but also in my YouTube videos. If you want to watch any of my YouTube videos, just go to YouTube. Put in StraightSmile Solutions in the search bar. Once you do that, you'll see a small magnifying glass towards the top right third, not in the corner, top right. Go to that magnifying glass, tiny itty bitty guy, and put in whatever keyword you want, whether you want to put in Essex or retainer or bonded retainer or a certain type of clasp, and it will come up. So much content, all totally free. So what do you need to know? I know this can get a little overwhelming. Most general dentists and pediatric dentists I know are not doing so much hollies anymore, although I still like hollies. I have hollies for me. I like them. That's my retainer of choice for me. But there are patients that will come in asking for a holly. So you should know something about them. You should know how to adjust them. You should know what the different types of clasps are and the different designs. Obviously, if they're asking for you to duplicate what they have, you should know how to write what they have, and that's something we can definitely help you with. But there's many options. So let me just kind of go through just the basics in here, what some of this stuff means. A standard holly is a 3-to-3 holly. That means a labia bow that covers canine to canine, standard, okay? Flat bow holly just means that the bow is not round, it's flat. I don't really know. I mean, harder to adjust if I need to adjust it. So looks a little bit sleek, a little lower profile. Wraparound hollies, I don't even know what the difference of all these wraparounds. You'd have to look those up. Obviously, standard and flat bow. I don't know what these two things are. Wraparound retainer just means it's not 3-to-3 wire. It's like either a 6-to-6 or a 7-to-7 wire. So it goes all the way to the back. The nice thing about that is that you don't have a big wire that goes across the occlusal, so you're less likely to have occlusal interferences. A lot of people don't like them. I hate occlusal interferences. I personally have an upper 7-to-7 wrap with no wires going over the occlusal. That's what I like for me, and I've tried many different ones, but you know, it has to be a pretty thick wire so it doesn't move. And by the way, added bonus, I've never had to adjust it or do anything to it in over 20 years. It's an amazing, durable retainer. You know, and when you get Essex retainers and bonded retainers, there's a lifespan to these. You know, they're going to have to get replaced, fixed, removed. They're not going to last a lifetime. So just things to keep in mind. Clear bow holly. Yeah, now they have like a bow that's clear and not metal. That's kind of cool. I think it's just made of acrylic. Kind of cool, but I think it turns yellow over time. But just an added, probably any type of special thing you're asking for is going to cost more. So just keep that in mind. I don't think you guys need to be doing spring retainers now that there's easy aligners and off-label aligners and white label aligners. That's just so, it's just so lack of control. I would never go back to doing spring retainers again. Different types of clasps. Just let the lab pick the clasp. Unless you're trying to duplicate an existing appliance, let the lab pick the clasp. And I have lots of videos on clasps, so you can look up my videos. Finger springs, no. You shouldn't need any of this stuff. I don't think you're going to use any of this stuff. So skip all this. Acrylic for retainers? Probably not. I don't think you're gonna need any of this. I mean, obviously you should know your colors. Acrylic on bow is nice because you could get a colored acrylic if it's a cade. Kind of fun, looks cool, but you know, if you get clear, it turns yellow. Just remember that. But it does keep the bow from bending, which is kind of nice. Makes it a little bit smoother, but lots of fun acrylic you can get for the palette. glitter, decals, things like that. Let's go over lingual retainers. And again, I have tons of videos on bonded or permanent or lingual retainers. Please watch all my videos because big mistakes. I see so much sloppy lingual retainers out there. Remember, if you place a bonded retainer, you're married to that bonded retainer. You better have a consent form for that. You better have a warranty in place. You will regret it if you do not, because these things can be an absolute nightmare. And all it takes is your patient to go on vacation and bite into that bagel and break it. And now the teeth are going to start to move, and it's an actual emergency when that happens. And if you place that, the movement can happen almost instantaneously. So, I mean, I can't tell you how many times when I was in practice that I would have emergency bonded retainer patients come to me, because I was near San Francisco, people would be on, vacation, asking me to fix it. I'm going to charge $500. I'm going to charge $1,000. I mean, these are a pain to fix, take off, put back on, takes a lot of time from the doctor. Yeah, I'm going to charge accordingly. And these patients will get mad when they break. They're going to blame it on you, even though bonded retainers do break, Obviously, if you have one that's a little more simple, that's only like maybe bonded on the two teeth, the two canines, it's not quite as useful. It doesn't work quite as well, but it breaks less. So, and when it breaks, it's not an emergency. But if you're going to put composite pads on each tooth, yeah, when it breaks, there's going to be a problem. In the previous video, I went more over how to design it, the differences. So go ahead and watch the previous videos that I just posted for more information on all this and what all these things mean. So just to keep that in mind. All right, and then invisible retainer versus Zendura. I'm assuming this is more of an Essex, more generic material. Zendura is a branded material. It's the same thing that ClearCorrect's made of, or was made of. The older ClearCorrect is Zendura. The new one is an updated Zendura. But this stuff is pretty good, pretty clear, pretty stable. I don't know what their other stuff is made of. I've seen their stuff. It's pretty good. So I don't really have an issue with their retainers. All right. Thanks so much.